We move to the first news video of the day, and the first news video of the day starts with an update for the WWE World Women's Tag Team Championships. As Sonya Deville, it was reported over the weekend that unfortunately Sonya Deville has suffered a torn MCL, or a torn ACL, sorry, a torn ACL, and will be out indefinitely. This is the third time in less than a year that the WWE Women's Tag Team Champion has suffered an injury of some kind, and now will miss an extended period of time, with Dakota Kai being first, and and of course Liv Morgan being second. It's just been, the poison vine almost for the women's tag team titles, and I think to a degree it's up to WWE now to maybe think about what the hell are we gonna do with these tag team titles if it seems like any time we give the titles to somebody, they end up getting injured. Because every championship reign we've had this year, the champions, in some way, shape, or form, end up getting injured. So I don't know what to think. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. But what I do know is I wish nothing but the best to Sonya Deville in her recovery, and hope that Sonya can be back sooner rather than later, because I hate the fact that Sonya found her footing, and same with Chelsea Green, that both women found their footing and now are. I mean, I know you could easily say, oh, well, Chelsea can replace Sonya as a partner. Maybe you could try Sonya as a babyface when she comes back because Chelsea replaced her as her partner. Yada, 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 yada. Yeah, I completely understand that. But what I would say is that you have to keep in mind, even with that being said, you don't know that that's going to be the case. Because can Sonya Deville actually pull off being a babyface? I don't know. To be honest with you. I don't know, to be honest with you. But what we do know is, if we shift gears, WWE is going to be announcing changes with the announce team, as Wade Barrett and Michael Cole are going to be moving over to Raw, and Michael Cole will remain on SmackDown with Kevin Patrick and Corey Graves, as WWE wants Kevin Patrick to learn from Michael Cole and take advantage of the opportunity to have WWE's legacy announcer behind or in the broadcast booth with the youngster, to give him the opportunity to get a little bit better at commentary. And also, it seems to be WWE's media partners. I'm guessing that is. Well, actually, I don't know who it is, because technically WWE is on the verge of not having media partners anymore, because their media rights deal is set to expire soon. But I don't know if it was maybe a condition of the new deal or what it was. But what I can say is that it seems like they were the ones that want Michael Cole on both shows, even though I would say the same about AEW having Excalibur on both shows. It's just too much. Because you have other announcers, and you should use the other announcers, as far as them being on, allowing the shows to have different sound, and not the same, sound the same as the other. It's where one show should not sound the same as the other, because it makes people think they're watching the same show. Where, in my opinion, if you want to have Kevin Patrick and Michael Cole, Kevin Patrick learn from Michael Cole, then why not have Kevin Patrick lead on SmackDown and Michael Cole be the secondary announcer, but still featured on the show? where Michael Cole is letting Kevin Patrick learn how to be the lead announcer by being the secondary announcer. They're not going to do that. Michael Cole's going to be the lead announcer on SmackDown, but, that's just my opinion. Do I know when it's going to happen? I don't know. I don't know if it happened already. Honestly, because I don't really watch. I just watch the highlights, and if there's nothing worthy of highlights, then I don't watch anything. But, the fact of the matter is, do I think this is a mistake? Honestly, yes, I think this is a mistake. I think they would be better off keeping the broadcast team separate and not having one set of one broadcaster on multiple brands. I know they want to do away with the brand split. I know they want to, I know they're doing away with the brand split. But the fact of the matter is, it's better off for the company and the sound of the programming if you have different announce teams on different shows. Because the reality of the situation is, those media rights partners that you hold so dear are not aware of professional wrestling and what works in professional wrestling, and should stick to what they know and not what they think they know. In my opinion, it sounds better not overexposing Michael Cole and putting him on multiple shows. In my opinion. Even though Michael Cole has done a lot better and become a lot better over the last year than he has been in the last 25, it doesn't mean you put him on multiple shows and overexpose him. You'd be better off not doing that than doing that, in my opinion. But I can go back and forth with it for for minutes and minutes and minutes and minutes and minutes. But we got to shift over to something else, and something else we got to shift over to is doctors have told Big E, apparently according to Fightful and other outlets, that doctors have told Big E that he may never wrestle again, and it would be better for him to retire. Honestly, I understand the logic, I understand the risk, and it sucks. 100% it sucks. But the reality of the situation is, I would love to see Big E be able to go about his business one more time in a 6-man tag team match where, he could just drop some moves in, and maybe Woods and Kofi carry the load, where Woods and Kofi carry the load, and Big E just comes in, does a few power moves, does not take any bumps, just does a few power moves and then gets out of the ring. This way, this way Big E can go out on his terms. Because honestly, that's the only thing that absolutely sucks, is that if E does retire, E's going out because of the injury and not because he's ready to go out. You know what I mean? That's what sucks. But now we shift over to Sheamus's anger with creative, as Sheamus spoke in a recent interview about his anger with creative and, just frustration with how things have gone because of how organically over he was after Clash at the Castle and his classic match with Gunther at Clash at the Castle, and how much momentum he had and momentum he knew he had. It was, 100% fact. Sheamus did have a lot of momentum after Clash at the Castle, because in all the years Sheamus has been a part of the company, in my opinion, you've never seen him tear down the house like he did with Gunther. You've honestly never seen him tear down the house like he did with Gunther. And it was something we never saw before. But WWE did not do anything with the momentum that Sheamus had. And Sheamus even said in his interview, he even said that the reason why Drew McIntyre walked away for a couple months was because of injury. It was not because of frustration, it was because of injury. You know, it wasn't because he was playing a game with WWE, it was because of injury. You know, yeah, fine, maybe it did have something to do with lack of creative direction, but that's the problem with WWE now. It is, I agree that Gunther and, within reason, Roman Reigns deserve to have long reigns, that people deserve to have long reigns, but when everyone else on the roster is suffering because you have two people occupying those titles and nobody else able to go in that general vicinity, it makes it a little hard on those people that deserve a championship reign to get what they deserve, if that makes any sense. You know, Sheamus deserved the opportunity to be Intercontinental Champion, but at the same time, Gunther deserves to be the one to defeat the Honky Tonk Man and become the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of all time. Roman Reigns has deserved the reign that he's had over the last 3 years, but at the same time, WWE needs to have somebody in mind to be able to defeat Roman Reigns and be the top star after Roman Reigns. Because will WWE be okay with Roman taking time off after he drops the belts? Abso-freaking-lutely. Because it will give people like LA Knight the opportunity to be World's Heavyweight Champion, like everybody else wants him to be, because everybody wants LA Knight to be World Champion. Everybody does. But the fact of the matter is, LA Knight's not going to be World Champion. Gunther is not going to be World Champion until after Roman Reigns is out of the picture. You know, yeah, fine, LA Knight and, you know, LA Knight appeared on Raw. Gunther is on Raw, so they could take Seth Rollins, but the fact of the matter is, Roman Reigns is still going to hold the title hostage. And I understand the creative frustration, but just keep it in mind that things will change sooner rather than later. With that being said, we got a bit more news to get to in the next video, including AEW news and updates from SummerSlam. With that being said, though, that is it for me, and I will see you in the next